Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this prop bow and arrow out of popsicle sticks, hot glue, and a little bit of string. So let's get started. So first of all, before we start the tutorial, I just want to say I made this one rather thin just because I didn't have a lot of popsicle sticks. But you could make it out of many different layers. In fact, if I do make another one, I'm probably going to make it out of 2 popsicle sticks or maybe even 3 to get a nice thickness going. But you can see it's pretty good, and I just used hot glue to make the little arrow bead. And the drawway is pretty good for filming, and it looks really good on camera too. And since the rest of the bow flexes, it does look like you're dealing with a lot of power. This is the bow's flex, and as you can see, the whole bow flexes as you pull on the string. So, since I'm all out of popsicle sticks, I'm going to be using these coffee stirrers, and you can pretty much get them anywhere. Starbucks, Tim Hortons, pretty much they're just for stirring coffee. Just ask them there if you can take a couple. You will need quite a bit if you want to make a good looking bow, and one day one of the workers spilled a bunch of them, and they're rendered pretty much useless then because you have to sterilize them if you want to use them. So I got more than this, and I'm going to be using these. Now the first step is to get them and to cut off the ends, so then you have nice straight ends. And you do have to do that on both sides on every last one of them. So I got all of them cut, and now it's time for me to show you the technique. You basically, it's kind of like GIMP actually. You want to put 2 down, then put another one right next to that. It's kind of like a brick format. And then, if you want, you can put a bit of hot glue down the middle. Then you want to put a hot glue on this stick, put it there, hot glue on this stick, put it there, and you want to keep on layering it in that pattern until you have a long strip. This will take me a while, and I'll probably show you halfway through that. Hey guys, so I changed my mind on what I said before, and I'm just going to make one strip, and then make another one, and then bind them in the center with another strip. And right now the ends are just halves, because that's all I have. And I'm going to cut off 2 halves, put them on either end probably, but I'm not quite sure until then. As for the first one, I used regular popsicle sticks, so they're going to be a different thickness, but this one is probably going to be 2 or 3, so it'll be thicker than the first one. Hey guys, so I'm done the 2 strips, and now I'm just going to glue this piece down the middle. But something that might help, if you have one of these twist clamps, I would recommend using it. Just go along it while the glue is still hot and just apply pressure. Just apply pressure and slide it down, and that'll make it a lot stronger. But as I said, now we're going to glue these 2 pieces together. They may be a bit curved, but since hot glue is rubberized, it will flex just enough, and that'll give us just enough flex that we need. And I'm going to glue these strips in the middle on both sides. Hey guys, so I glued the 3 strips, very long strips, together, just with 2 strips in the middle, and I've used a bit of sandpaper just to get rid of the excess glue. And now you just want to cut a notch in either end to put your string in. And for the string, I'm using this gardening twine, which is a very thick string, and I actually used on my other bow, which I just added a bit of black paint to try and get rid of the green color. And the reason you want to use this is because the bow is what makes all the tension. The string doesn't do anything. And I just added some hot glue over here and over here to make some beads to hold it in those notches. And now I'm going to show you how to tie the bow. Hey guys, so I finished up the bow. Well, not all the way, but pretty much almost there. I used some hot glue to make the little arrow bead, and I've hooked up the bow. I'm actually using craft floss now because I prefer how it looks, and it gives a more realistic look of a bowstring. I was thinking about painting this one black, but it doesn't really matter. And yeah, so that's for the arrow. And now we need the arrow rest. So I am going to use more pieces of that wood to build up the arrow rest. You don't need much. You really only need 1 piece going like horizontal, and maybe break it and hot glue it just to reinforce it, just to hold the arrow. And it's good to have it going parallel because it actually looks very realistic if you do that. Hey guys, so I finished up the bow, glue on the arrest, glue on a grip made out of the garden twine, and it's all strung up. It has the bead out of hot glue. You can dry fire it, of course, because it is a prop. But I did find out that it does actually have a lot of power, and using this toy arrow I got from the dollar store, and by gluing the fletchings on and making a new tip out of hot glue in a mold that I made out of clay, I am now able to shoot this arrow, and it actually goes off with quite a bit of power. Yeah, it's gone in about a second, and it's not meant to have that power, but it does. And yeah, and something that I really like doing is getting one of the bows and putting it on the inside of another bow. Now, as dumb as that may sound, it is probably the coolest thing I will ever do, because it allows me to get this one bow and make it into, like, I don't even know what it would be called. It's just this awesome, like, it's like a quad bow, and it has 2 strings. I so want to make that in the future. It's probably the coolest weapon ever. Yeah. Let me just put this in right and I'll show you. Imagine that as a weapon. Let me just zoom out and give you a close look at this. Imagine this is a weapon. A dual bow. You only have to pull back on 1 string. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and if you have any more builds that you want me to do, let me know down below in the comments. And please share this video with your friends, family, grandparents, everyone. Just get this video out as much as you can. Anyway, bye.